It's only been about 3 years since the last season of Arcane, or about how long it takes my team to gather for Baron. Like last season, Arcane will be releasing in 3 acts, each a week apart. And I'm okay with this, it gives us a little time to savor the amazing animation of a show that supposedly cost $250 million to make. Now if you're looking for a refresher on season 1, I do have a video on that, which I'll leave a link to in the description below. But for now, consider playing support this round by liking and subscribing, because we have a lot to get into. Season 1 ended on Jinx's rocket attack, and immediately we pick up in the bloody aftermath. Several council members have perished, and what's particularly tragic about this was moments ago the council voted on whether or not to make peace with Zaun, the poverty-stricken underbelly of Piltover. This brazen attack will halt any such peace negotiations, and much of the next 3 episodes deal with how Piltover will respond. On the one hand, we have Medarda, who believes the attack was the sole responsibility of the terrorist known as Jinx, therefore all of Zaun shouldn't have to pay for the actions of one person. And on the other, we have council members like Sallow, who want nothing more than to quash any sort of resistance by the inferior Zaunites. By the end of episode 3, Jinx has concocted an ingenious plan to reroute the city's vents. These vents have been used to release toxic fumes known as the Grey down into Zaun, so you can see why she wants these fumes rerouted. After the death of her mother in Jinx's attack, Caitlyn receives this family key that has a ton of different schematics showing that it was the Kierman family that created these pipes long ago. It was a way to deal with the increasing toxicity their factories created. So not only do the elites of Piltover exploit the people down below, but they send toxic fumes down there as well. Caitlyn teamed up with Vi in season 1 to investigate the illegal trade of shimmer, a popular street drug which many in Zaun have become addicted to. Vi ends up joining Caitlyn in her quest to bring down Jinx, even though Vi and Jinx are sisters, and things get even more complicated with their budding romance. To Vi, however, the loving sister she once knew is gone.
My sister is gone. There's only Jinx now.
But when Vi finally has the opportunity to kill her sister, she hesitates, allowing this little girl named Isha to get in the way. The parallels between Isha and Jinx are pretty glaring. Just like Vi protected Jinx as a child, Jinx protects this girl. Now it's ironic that Vi was about to kill the person she spent most of her life protecting. With Isha in the way, Vi blocks Caitlyn's shot, something that will destroy their relationship. Caitlyn so wanted to kill the woman that murdered her mother that she was willing to risk the life of a child. Their romance takes a literal hit to the stomach as Caitlyn unleashes her frustration. Also, bonus points if you caught the chamber that holds back this gas is emblazoned with the League of Legends champion, Janna, who of course is known for her wind abilities. In the chaos, Sevica, Silco's former right-hand woman and now aligned with Jinx, sets off the bombs, causing debris to separate Caitlyn and Vi from Jinx, allowing her to escape. And just as an aside, I love the difference in the season 1 and 2 posters, one where Vi holds young Jinx, also known as Powder, and the other Jinx holding Vi. The aftermath of the vent attack sees the council members banding together to hear the words of Ambessa Medarda. Although she is not a council member, her words hold considerable weight. Hailing from Noxus, a powerful empire known for its brutal expansionist policies, Ambessa believes it's time to fight back.
Wrath must be met with wrath.
And this includes declaring martial law and appointing a general to oversee the destruction of the enemy. The person she has in mind, Caitlyn Karaman. Caitlyn comes from a noble house and her resolve has never wavered, but perhaps the biggest reason for suggesting her is that for Caitlyn, this fight is personal. Her mother died because of Jinx. But something else seems to be behind Ambessa's motives. We learn that she was behind the Memorial Day attack in episode 1. She wants war between Piltover and Zaun and is willing to go as far as orchestrating attacks to bend the council to her will. But what are her motivations? Well, we know that someone is trying to kill her, and I think I know who this person is. At the beginning of episode 3, a trade merchant by the name of Amara tries to kill her, and we learn 3 important details. 1, Ambessa has stolen something. Perhaps this is the real reason she has made the journey to Piltover, to hide from a greater foe. It could also be a reference to Hextech, that magical technology that can be used used to create weapons like Jayce's Mercury Cannon or Vi's gauntlets. Whoever this person or persons are, they know what Ambessa is chasing in Piltover, and it's more than likely Hextech technology. In Season 1, we learned that Ambessa's son Kino was killed by a powerful man who Kino offended. This mystery man could potentially overpower the Medarda, so Ambessa made her way to Piltover in the hopes of acquiring weaponized Hextech to even the playing field. This is why the assassin says they cannot allow Ambessa to acquire this.
We know what you're chasing in Piltover. We will not allow it.
The use of the Black Rose here suggests the person or organization coming after her is LeBlanc or the Black Rose Cabal, a secret organization stationed in Noxus that uses dark magic to influence Noxian politics. The Black Rose Cabal sees whatever Ambessa is doing in Piltover as a threat to their power and influence, thus they want her dead. At the same time, Mel Medarda, Ambessa's daughter, keeps tab on her mother with her network of spies. Mel was essentially ostracized from the family for being too weak.
Why did you do it?
Because you weakened me.
The Medardas are all about strength through conquest, and Mel, like her brother Kino, preferred a more diplomatic and strategic approach. In the Act 1 finale, Mel and her assistant Allura are attacked by the same entity Ambessa was, with the power that takes over Allura stating their name. It's possible that whoever has control of Mel will use her to get to Ambessa, as Ambessa holds family in high esteem.
You have no inkling what family is to me. Never speak ill of my family.
At the same time, Jayce, Heimerdinger, and Echo investigate the odd discovery of this corruption found on the leaves of the tree in the hidden sanctuary. This corruption matches the same found on plants Jayce and Victor experimented on using the Hex Core. The Hex Core was a rune that could augment the physiology of organic matter, and the hope was that this Hex Core could heal Victor's disease. What Jayce and the others want to know is if the overuse of Hextech, technology that fuses magic and tech, is somehow causing this corruption.
Do you think this could actually be a result of overuse of Hextech?
And why would this corruption be appearing on a tree deep underground? They venture deep below to the bottom of the Hexgate, finding remnants of this corruption. They theorize that this corruption was spreading using the nearby water and ventilation ducts and made its way to the tree. But as they continue their search, the world around them suddenly goes white. It's almost as though they're being sucked into a different magical dimension. Jayce tries to smash this sphere, but upon doing so is haunted by visions of the past, particularly this one of him as a young boy the night his mother collapsed in a snowstorm. They were saved by a mysterious cloaked figure. A cloaked figure holding the sphere can be briefly seen here. I wonder if this is Victor. Do his powers extend beyond healing others? He was corrupted by this thing. Perhaps there's more of a connection here, one which allows him to travel through space and time. As for where Heimer, Echo, and Jayce have gone, my guess is a different dimension that is somehow fueled by arcane magic. And last but not least, we have to talk about Singed and Warwick. The last 30 seconds or so of each episode has followed their story, which up until this point has been pretty separate from the main plot. In the Act 1 finale, we'll see Singed injecting his own blood into Warwick's chambers, which are filled with all sorts of chemicals used to unleash the beast within. Notice this locket Singed holds. If you've seen my Season 1 video, you'll know I think this is a picture of his daughter, who I think they're setting up to be Oriana, a girl comprised entirely of clockwork. As to who Warwick is, well, I think he's a mix of these wolves Singed found in the wild and the body of Vander. And there are a few clues that point to this. In Season 1, when Jinx hallucinates, we see these wolf-like drawings around his body. In the very first episode, Vander is referred to as the Hound of the Underworld.
So you're Vander.
Hound of the Underground.
Plus, Warwick's bio says the following: though many think of Warwick as no more than a beast, buried beneath the fur lies the mind of a man, a gangster who put down his blade and took up a new name to live a better life. But no matter how hard he tried to move on, he could never escape the sins of the past. The end of Act 1 was pretty epic, with lots of storylines headed in very different directions. But now I turn it over to you. What do you think will happen next? I want to hear your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and for more bad takes, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ThinkStoryYT. Until next time, remember, Daddy loves you very much.